Welcome back to Main Character Coaching Series. It is Friday and we are going all the way in with our, what are we on, 4, maybe 5 coaching series that we've done so far for main characters. I'm really excited for this guest. She will be coming in any second and requesting to join. But before we do that, we are also in 1 hour going live for a training. You have to get the Zoom info for this. It is $33 to join this training, and I'm going to be coaching you through how to show up in your Instagram stories and basically make like effortless sales. That is one thing that I have mastered, is how to just quickly post to my stories, talk about an offer from all different angles. It is fun for me. I get excited about it. I do it every single day, and people join my world left and right just from my stories. If you like double down on that with really strong feed content, and you also had like email marketing going on, you would own the market. You would take over the world, you know? All right, our girl is in and she is ready to join. We'll just wait for her to request and then I will approve and we'll go from there. Just waiting for her to request to join, and then we will start the main character coaching series. This part's always very awkward. Like, what do I do while I'm waiting? I do not know. Let's see. View request. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. We
I'm so
have
happy to see you.
It's so good to see you. Happy Friday. We have we have a weirdo in the chat right now, and I just want to not give that weirdo any attention. So
Okay.
just gonna put that out there right now. Okay, how are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm a little nervous, but this
You're
is really
nervous?
exciting. I've waited for this all week.
Yay! I'm a little nervous too, so that's perfect. First of all, before we dive in, I was reading your application and I actually learned some things that I didn't know about you, which is really cool. And I'm really excited to talk about all the things and move through. Hopefully, you get to like walk away from this and you feel lit up about what you're creating, your movement that you're installing, all of the above. But before we go into that, tell the people where you live, who you are, what you do, and all the things that we need to know.
My name's Mattie A. I'm from DFW, Texas. I am an empowerment coach and dance fitness instructor with Turn Up. And I feel like I want to help women release themselves from self-limiting beliefs and know that if they're in a tough spot, whether it's like addiction or a abusive relationship, I use all of that to share my story and tell them that there is light on the other side.
I love that. And that's very strong, important work. Like that mission is sacred and special. And I'm really proud of you for like stepping up into that leadership role to empower other women, because it sounds like that was a personal experience for you, and you want to pass on the, like you said, the light on the other side. So I love that so much. Okay, so diving in, when you say that you are an empowerment coach, do you have clients online? Do you have clients in real life? Are you just starting this mission? Like, tell us where you're at in business.
Yeah, so I'm just starting this mission. I did a women leadership circle with Inner Glow Circle,
Mm,
and we kind of dived in on like who you are. And shout out to Jay because she like forced me to like finish it, and it was just kind of sitting in my back office not doing anything. But that's kind of what made me like open my eyes and realize that that's kind of like in the field and the line that I want to go is empowering women to find the light within them.
I love that. I love that so much. In your application, you mentioned like you are creating did you say it's a coloring book?
Yes.
Yeah. A coloring book slash journal that helped you, and you're launching your own. Is that what I'm?
Yes.
Okay. I love that. That's so cool. Tell us about that a little bit.
So the idea kind of started earlier this year. I was like just noticing that I don't like to journal,
Mhm.
but a lot of memories flourish when I just let my mind run free. And that was like mostly coloring. My day job is a security officer, so some nights it could be very boring. And I wanted to utilize my time in that space where I was like not just sitting down watching Netflix and chill, but actually creating something that was helping me to help other women. So I started creating pages of coloring book with affirmations, with, you know, some vulgar words, but it helps release. And it was really helping me through this. And then the idea kind of just came and came. And then I was turning 32. So I was like, I named it this whole glow into 32 thing. And it launches tomorrow,
Oh
actually.
my gosh, tomorrow? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, before we move into coaching, if it's launching tomorrow, where, if people are watching this and they're like, I need to find out, I need to get my hands on that, where can they, should they follow you? Is it going to be in your bio? Like, where can they get their, where can they order this?
Yeah, so I launched it first in a group because my girl Chandler has always taught me that's, community building, getting word of mouth. So I'm gonna launch it with this group of women that decided to trust me and join me for 30 days, and we're gonna dive in together. And then after the 30 days, I'm gonna ask them for their feedback, and then it'll be on my website to purchase.
I love this. You are doing this picture perfect, by the way. Good stuff. I'm proud. Lenora said, congrats. Thank you, my girl.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go into some coaching. So when you obviously I read your application, but maybe some things have like surfaced for you now that you're in action. So I always find like you filled out this application I think a couple weeks ago or whatever. Have things popped up maybe that are new where you're like, I actually have a question on this now, or if it's the same questions, that's okay too. But what is your, if you were to have like coaching on one thing today and you feel like it would help with a transformation or it would help you succeed and push you forward, what's your question? Like what's holding you back? Where do you need support? Where do you need help?
I think for me it would be like I've been with you since 2022, I think 2023. So I watched you launch your very first course, which was great. And then I just knew you had a passion for it when we were in Q, and you had these really pretty modules to teach us how to network and all this stuff. So how did you find out like when you want to like launch different things that are not in the same niche?
Yeah.
Like if I get tired of launching coloring books, that it's going to be okay to launch something else.
Okay. So, um, I could tell you my story around that. I don't know, and I will if that's what you want, but I'm going to actually flip this onto you and I'm going to coach you through this based off of just the short amount that you just told me. Obviously, I know you as a human as well, so it's helpful for me there. You there's always a through point of what you're teaching. And what's cool about yours is you already know what it is. It's going to strengthen and evolve over time, but your through point is basically turning your a setback into a comeback is what I'm hearing. And so the to wrap that up in a pretty bow, you used the word empowerment. But the way that you described how you help women is they think that they're at a low point in their life and you want them to see that they don't have to stay there. You want them to see that they can pull themselves out of that. And there's all these different tools and techniques and different ways of pulling themselves out of that. You're using one small tiny tool, not small in a way in a matter of like strength, but you're taking the coloring book and the journaling as like your entry into building out this massive empire ecosystem around the through point of empowerment. So you're taking coloring books, you're taking journaling, you're going to have fun with that for a while. You're going to see what you get to learn about people. Your main mission right now is to over deliver and give everything you have to the women who want this coloring book, the women who are already in your world, and soak up everything there is to know about them. So what are their fears? What are their self-limiting beliefs? Why haven't they found empowerment on their own? What are they really looking for out of this coloring book? Yes, coloring and journaling, it's therapeutic and it can be spiritual, but you're going to be hyper aware as their leader of like, what are they really after? What do they really want? And when you start to pay attention to these things, you're going to see like, oh, they actually want to be in a community of women um, that get journal prompts every month. They want to be in a community of women that dance virtually, and then you lead some turn up classes virtually. They want to be in a community of women where we talk about real shit. We don't just like stuff things down and play nice. Like we cuss sometimes. We're very blunt, like whatever it is for you. And then you cultivate that new experience and you launch a new offer. And that new offer, again, dance and journaling, very different, but also not. Like we know that.
Mhm.
We know that. But the world of turn up land is, in comparison to the rest of the world, it's very tiny. So it's like your mission is not that you're a turn up instructor. Your mission is that you use turn up as a vessel to empower women. You use journaling and coloring books as a vessel to empower women. You're going to find all these other things that you use as vessels to empower women, and you're going to strengthen all of them and just play and have fun and make it your number one goal to blow people's minds. So you're going to, like, again, if you just went through, like, I created this group, I created this community, and then I launched my one thing where I have a ton of other things I haven't even touched on yet. I launched my one thing. That is the name of the game. It's like bring people together, give them an experience, and then launch them into something and just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And I mean, you're going to learn so much about yourself that you don't have to stick into a particular niche. You don't have to be in a particular box. I'm a business and content coach, but I do so much more than that. Like, it's like, it's you get to decide what it is. I say this all the time, but it's like F a niche. Like, you are the niche. You build your own niche. Like, you are the brand. No one's going to tell you like, oh, you're empowerment, so you can't do this thing over here. Like, yes, you get to do that. That's the beauty of what we're doing.
I love
Um,
that.
okay, cool. So as far as like that question, do you feel like that's answered? Do you feel good about that?
Yeah, very
Okay.
much.
I'm going to give you one more thing on that topic. When you go to think about like, okay, I want to create this offer or this product or this experience, the number one thing that you want to think about is, and you nailed this already, you're coming from a place of personal experience. So it's like it's personal to you, which is going to help you fuel the way that you talk about it. If it's something that's special to you, you won't run out of juice there. But the second thing is you really have to nail down like what problem is this offer or this product solving? Like, what is the problem that people have? And this over here is the solution to that problem. And thus, they're going to have this beautiful transformation because they have their hands on what I've created. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
Yeah,
Do you feel clear about that when it comes to your coloring book and your journal?
yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think it's very clear to me. So I'm like, that's great. That's a beautiful thing. So as far as like creating offers and building out your quote unquote world is what I call it, that's how I would go about that. And I will just say like part of my story is, and yeah, we've been doing this together for a long time. Um, this year in 2025, I set a goal to strengthen my community, which is the takeover. And every single thing that I've launched has been to fill a need for the women who are in that space. And I also made a goal to have an experience of some sort every single month for the entire year. And that's been a lot. Like, it's overwhelming. It can be tiring, but I'm having the time of my life because it's a challenge that I'm like, dude, this is fun. And sometimes my experience is a masterclass and it's like one day out of the whole month. So again, have fun with it, but maybe you set yourself a goal like starting now until the end of the year, I'm going to create something every single month. And that's only what, 3 or 4 months left.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, my goal is to be in the takeover by the end of the year. So
I would be honored. That would be so fun.
that's the goal.
I love that so much. Okay, so there's that on like creating your world. What other questions do you have?
Sometimes I get flustered with like so many ideas and so many posts and stories that I want to tell that I don't know how to like lead it all into how I'm gonna clarify this message without just giving up. So I don't end up posting
Ooh, okay. Um,
sometimes.
there's so many ways there's so many routes we can go with this. I don't feel like you need a content strategy so much. If you're getting caught in like paralysis of too many ideas, you simply need structure on creating a very tiny story because it's most likely a block of like, I have all these stories. I don't know how to make them micro specific. I don't know how to make them impactful. I don't know how to tell the details. And then I get so overwhelmed by that I just don't post. So the storytelling piece of creating content, it's very simple. And oftentimes we think in our content that we need to have this massive story for it to be a good piece of content. It's the opposite. It needs to be a very tiny, specific story, something that happened that took place. So let's practice this a little bit. Tell me about one time that you remember journaling or coloring and that it allowed you to feel a certain way or have a certain experience. What led you to the coloring book? And what did you color? What was the picture? And what did you feel on the other side of that? What did you do after you colored?
Um, Good question.
Take your time.
So now I like often color when I'm like happy, bored, when I want to juice my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about like my healing journey, it was when, I was recovering from drug addiction and I had refused to go to rehab, but I felt it in my bones that I could do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And so every time I felt the need to run away or contact people that did not serve me, I would pick up a coloring book and literally just let loose, like color outside of the lines. Like it didn't even matter. I just used some of my favorite colors: neon green, neon pink, neon yellow. Um, and I would lean into a lot of like positive affirmations and just kind of dive deep. And sometimes it wasn't even the positive affirmations. If I had to write down what I was clearly feeling in that moment was to like run away, I would just run away with the colors and paper.
Ooh, okay. So good. When you were just describing to me like using your favorite colors and you wanted to run away, but instead you whipped out your coloring book, where were you in your mind? Like, tell me what were your surroundings? Like, what home were you in? Were you on a couch? Like, talk to me about that.
Mm. I was in a two-bedroom duplex living with five other people. My son was maybe little. I was in a relationship where I was sticking it out for the sake of my family and
Mm-hmm.
not really like for myself. So
What's
that's kind of where
physically what room are you in when you're coloring? Talk to me about that.
uh living room, beat down couch, grainy walls. I remember it clearly. Um the smell was like, you know, not good. I don't
Okay, this is
know.
so that that right there, that tiny piece where you went back in time. You're on the couch. You're in a two-bedroom duplex. Five people live there. The smell is musty. It just doesn't smell good. The walls aren't clean. Like it's not luxurious at all. But you're stepping away from your drug addiction or whatever addiction. And instead of physically running away, you took everything you had and you ran away into your coloring book and you used neon green, you used neon pink, you used neon yellow. And for just a moment, although your surroundings weren't perfect, you felt safe. And that is the post. You take
Mm.
people back in time to the moment. And just right there where you told me that story, we can go 1,000 different angles with that. I mean, you can tell the story, and what I'm getting at is it's a specific moment in time. Whereas when you told me that story, you wanted me to capture that your son was little, you were not in a good relationship, you wanted to heal yourself from addiction instead of looking to rehab, like you believed in yourself. But you can take 1,000 different stories from right there. So it's like, okay, now we lean into what was who was telling you that you needed to go to rehab? Like, was there a specific person in your life? And the story sounds like, again, I'm going to make this up. I'm just going to riff. Um, my mom looked at me and she saw the dark circles under my eyes. I hadn't slept in days and she knew I was sick and she was terrified, like any mother would be. And she threatened me, you either go to rehab or I never speak to you again. And in that moment, I wanted to go to rehab to make her proud, but I knew I had a choice. My choice was I can go to rehab and again give my power away, or I can do what I'm feeling nudged to do on the inside and I can heal from within. I don't need rehab, and not that I'm claiming that rehab is for the weak, but I knew there was something bigger in me that wanted to heal this through my own strength, and that is what I did. And it's like boom, that is a post in itself. You let people get to know you on these micro specific micro story levels with no agenda of like I'm trying to sell you, but you let them in on your life and it's like holy crap, like I don't care if I'm dealing with addiction or if I'm dealing with like I can't get away from these narcissistic men. I see myself in you because I'm facing that too. My mom is threatening me or like my sister's threatening me, like whatever. And I know I have that strength inside of me too. I haven't been able to place my finger on it, but you just helped me do that, Mattie. And so it's like that is your content. So you go back to these times, and not all the time is this going to be struggle dumping where you're talking about all the things you've faced. I think
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of stories where you can talk about how you're on the other side. Like, like where you're like, yeah, I again, and I don't know what the specific addiction was, but let's say alcoholism. Okay. You can say I enter a bar now, or I go to the club, or I'm surrounded by people at the pool who are drinking, and I don't for 1 second think about indulging because I'm strong enough now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you talk about those stories. So that's where I think your content can go for days. Like I mean, everyone has a story. I don't want to downplay those who are watching who are like, yeah, I have a story too. But it sounds like a lot of stories. So it's like you should never run out of ideas. You got
Mm-hmm.
days. And you're sitting here now, like, look at you, like, you're vibrant, you're beautiful, you're happy, like, you're a really cool human being. You stand out. How dare you play small and not talk about it? So that's where I would go with your content. I would just tell stories for the sake of telling stories.
Yeah, snaps for
Hmm.
sure.
Does that help?
Yes, yes. I think sometimes I get caught up in like you said, making it a lengthy one that it's just like, ugh, I don't even want to do it anymore. But I
Yeah.
wanted to share it,
Yeah. I
and
feel that.
sometimes it does come out. But yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'm excited for you. I learn something about you every single time I talk to you, but you are like you're a special human being. Like anytime I'm around you, every time I get to give you a hug, like you are different in a very special way. And I can't wait to watch and witness you explode with all your magic and help all the people. And I feel honored that I get to know you.
Me too. I love you so much.
I love you so much. Do you have any other questions or anything else I can help you with?
I'm about to learn from you some more.
I know.
Well, two, one, two. I don't know. It's one for me.
I know. I'm like, I'm going to see her in 30 minutes. This is so cool.
Yeah. But no, I think this call was very enlightening, and I am so grateful for your time always that I get to see you, talk to you, but learn from you is great too. I love it.
Yay. I'm so glad you signed up. Before we hop, Lenora says, one thing about me is that I like to get deep and I don't get deep enough because I don't want to be that person, but I need to. Ooh, I love that you actually put that in the chat. I think that's so relatable. I would say I don't know anyone who finds it comfortable to be vulnerable. Like they're like that's not a comfy thing. And it's not Lenore, I don't want you to come at that from a place of like, I need to get uncomfortable or I need to get vulnerable. It's more of a place of like, when you're building a brand and you're creating this massive mission, it's expression. It's not that you need to, it's not that you're going to sell something because you're more vulnerable. It's that your brand is built off of self-expression. And I just went live about this yesterday, but your people can't find you yet because they don't know who you are. And they don't know who you are until you tell your stories. And you're gonna also steer people away when you tell your stories. Like some people are gonna be like, yeah, she's not for me, and that's a good thing. But like the people who really need you, they can't find you if you're not telling those stories. So it's like that's where you come from a place of like, I'm getting deep on that for that reason, because it's like there was an old version, like I'm looking at Mattie right now, there's an old version of Mattie that needed to find someone like her. Like imagine the old version of you, Mattie, years ago when you were fighting for your life. If you would have found someone like you who was telling these stories, you would have been like, holy crap, like I'm gonna latch onto her. Like I just, I do that in business, like where I find women who I'm like, holy crap, she's a real powerhouse. I think to myself, like, you never know what's going to happen in this online space. This world could come crashing and burning, but if I stick with that woman right there, it doesn't matter if the world falls apart, she's still going to be going somewhere. And that's who I latch onto. And it's like, we all need that regardless of the niche. Like we all need that person where we're like, whatever she does, I'm going with her because she's going up and up and up and up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say to Lenora's comment right there. But
Yeah.
either. All right, Boo. I'm excited for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for opening up about your story. And I will see you in 30 minutes on the training call. And I love you so much and happy Friday.
Love you too. Happy Friday.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.